Hello and welcome back. It is Sunday, it is just after 3 o'clock and we are ready to change the dryer. So first of all we need to go and vent the dryer. So we'll go in to the controller. This is the controller for the dryer there, and that computer board connected by a bunch of wires out the back. So at the moment, we'll focus. So the internal temperature of the dryer is currently sitting, as we can see, at 73 degrees. Now the set temperature there is basically what we were chasing. So the dryer, when we begin a drying run, we will have the set temperature at 60 degrees Celsius and the set RH at 30, which is the relative humidity, the moisture level that we're basically trying to achieve within the dryer. As we basically reach those parameters and dry off the worst of the easy moisture, if that makes sense, so the moisture sitting on the outside of the log and just within the surface of the log. Once we reach those parameters, the dryer will naturally rise above that temperature, so rise above the set temperature of 60, at which point we will adjust it to 65 degrees and then start slowly reducing the relative humidity there. So we start off at 60 and 30, leave it there for a couple of days, we then go to 65 and 25% relative humidity, dropping then the set RH to 20% and then to finish off at 15. So as we can see here, temperature 73 degrees tells me it's well above its set temperature of 65, so it has arguably reached those parameters. The humidity within the dryer is currently sitting at 15%, and the set relative humidity that we are chasing, so that kind of how we're dry, we're trying to get our logs down to set at 15%. We had a bit of an issue at the beginning of this drying run with the boiler, so we've had to add a wee bit of time on. So usually time down at the bottom is 120 hours and we'll dry within that period. This run we've actually had to add a wee bit on, so I've added on maybe another 30 hours or so, another day, just over another day, just to make sure it was correct after there was a fault basically with the boiler at the beginning of the run. So I am now going to go ahead and vent it, which, if we can see, we press the escape button there and the right hand arrow, and Kiln program is venting. It will vent for around about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we will come back, turn off the off switch, and it will tell us the sort of final moisture of that run within the dryer. Now that moisture does not directly correlate to the logs, but is generally fairly close and gives a pretty good idea of what you're drying at. So we'll catch you again in another minute. Cheers. So that is the dryer just finished venting. We are now, what time is it? It is, yeah, so it's been an hour. So the venting has taken an hour to complete. Automatically then, once it finishes itself, times down, the computer here displays the Kiln program finished, and if I turn the switch off, it gives us the final parameters. So temperature is still currently in the dryer 64 degrees, set temperature doesn't really matter anymore, humidity within the dryer is 10%, set RH, and then time is reverted back to 120 hours. So at this point we can press F4 and degrees Celsius and bring our temperature back down to 60, then press the RH and put our relative humidity back up to 30, and that is us ready to restart. And all we need to do that is change the logs over. So we'll go and change over the logs. So that is the dryer changed over, and we will now turn it back on. Back into the computer. Current temperature 19, flickering between 19 and 20 degrees. It will still be holding some heat in the concrete and the floor and whatnot. Set temperature 60, which is correct. Humidity is currently 64% with these wet logs in. Set RH 30, time 120 hours. Simply turn it on. Take a couple of minutes for them to get warmed up inside the computer, and then we'll be off. And that'll be the next load of dry logs.